Welcome back, everyone, to AHSAA TV Weekly. We are so happy to be joined now by Ranburne High School boys wrestling coach Jason Meeder and wrestler Carson Hall. Welcome to the program today, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, this is a big week in wrestling. We're going to kick off this weekend with the state sectional wrestling tournaments. Those are going to get underway at Garrett Coliseum in Montgomery Friday and Saturday. So, Coach, first of all, just tell us a little bit about Ranburne's chances of emerging as the Class 1A, 4A champion this year.
From outsiders looking in, we're favored. Of course, me as the coach and looking at things, I just want us to do well and stay healthy to go to state. We've got some pretty good guys that are coming into the sectionals this year that have a good bit of experience, that have done well. They've got to experience some tough wrestling, going to the state duels championship versus Dora. So I think that's going to help, being on that platform, going into the state sectionals as well, to wrestle in that atmosphere. So I think that's going to help us a lot too, to have that pressure on them, knowing that we are expected to do well at sectionals this year.
Well, Coach, tell us about the special young man there that's sitting next to you.
So Carson is our two-time state heavyweight champion, and he got runner-up at 220 his freshman year. So he's going for his third state championship as a senior this year. He's undefeated this year. I've got his record right here. This season, he is 37-0, 31 by pin. He won one match by points, and he had 5 forfeits. He's wrestled phenomenal this year. I mean, he has done great. Really, the bigger thing that I'm really more proud of him is his achievement off the mats than what he's accomplished even in the wrestling room with us. He's going to the Air Force Academy after he graduates high school, where he'll be playing football for the Air Force Academy, and he'll be an officer in the United States Air Force, which I think that is a huge accomplishment for sure.
Well, Carson, that's incredible. And I want to go back and touch on several of those points. But first of all, with wrestling, your coach mentioned this is your third state championship that you'll be going for. Obviously, to rack up stats like he read, you've been wrestling for a long time. So tell us the background of how you got into wrestling.
Well, I got into wrestling mainly because I sucked at basketball. I was terrible at basketball, and I need another sport, so I'm like, just try wrestling. So I did youth wrestling in Carrollton, Georgia, and that's pretty much where it all started from. I went to mainly Georgia youth tournaments, and then bounced over, and I was a manager for the wrestling program, I think from 4th grade until I could wrestle in 7th. And then I'm wrestling with a bunch of great people since then, and it's been one heck of a ride.
Well, it sounds like you don't play basketball, but it sounds like you do play football. Obviously, you're going to play at the Air Force Academy, which is an incredible accomplishment. But playing football and then wrestling, tell us a little bit about your training program year-round.
It's pretty the same, honestly. We have general summer workouts that go for both sports. And then football practice, you go through football practice, do the conditioning of them. And then we get to wrestling season, and it's the conditioning really excels, because we're running at least 3 miles a day, sometimes even more than that. And it's just completely different conditioning, but both are needed for each sport because they're completely different, but they also complement each other.
Well, and we have established that you are going to continue playing football. Do you plan to continue wrestling at all?
If I could, I would, but I don't think I'm going to be able to in the academy.
Well, Carson, tell us, how has Coach Meeder helped you become a better wrestler?
I feel like he's helped me become a better wrestler because he's pushed me so hard, and he's helped with the conditioning and all this, and he's really helped me a lot because me and him have talked a lot, and he's like a second father to me, honestly. I feel like he's the reason I'm able to achieve these great things.
Well, Coach, you read those amazing stats earlier, and you mentioned Carson's accomplishments off the mat. So tell us a little bit about what makes Carson so special, even off the mat.
I mean, he's a genuine, great young man. I mean, truly. Hearing him say that I'm like a second father to him really hits home. I love him a lot. I'm really proud to be his coach and a mentor and to be a part of this ride with him. And, as coaches, we don't do this for money or accolades or anything like that. I've been in the military for 18 years and I don't serve my country for medals or anything. And I don't coach for the money. I do it for these kids and I love these kids. And it means the world to me to see them excel on and off the mats. That's why I'm in this. And to see him excel like he has in these other kids really is what it's all about. And it should be for everybody that's involved with any kid in any sport, not just wrestling.
Well, thank you both so much for taking the time today to, first of all, update us on your season, but more importantly, just to show us a beautiful picture of really what's great about high school sports and what it's all about. So we appreciate it. We wish you the best this weekend in the upcoming tournament and then the rest of the season. And then Carson, of course, as you go on to the Air Force Academy. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this on